Well, good morning. My name is Don Preston. I am the president of Preterist Research Institute of Ardmore, Oklahoma, and this is what I call my morning musings. I am sharing with you some thoughts on the definition of the day of the Lord. Whereas the great majority of Bible students believe that the term day of the Lord, coming of the Lord, must refer to a literal, visible, bodily, physical coming of Christ out of heaven, in a literal cumulus cloud, as a kind of a 5'5" Jewish man, so to speak. The Bible defines the day of the Lord in a radically different way. I've been sharing numerous examples with you from the Old Testament that define the day of the Lord in ways that simply falsify the modern view of the day of the Lord. Now, there are many other passages that we could examine from the Old Testament. I've been sharing with you that in my book, Like Father, Like Son, on Clouds of Glory, I give passage after passage after passage demonstrating how the Old Testament said that God came out of heaven, He rode on the clouds, He came in flaming fire, He came with a shout, He came with the angels, and, destruction followed in His path. And yet, in none of those instances did God ever literally, visibly, bodily appear. Now, there's a really, really interesting passage in Isaiah chapter 26. Now, what's significant about Isaiah 26 is that it is a resurrection passage. Yeah, predicted the resurrection. At the coming of the Lord out of heaven to walk on the tops of the mountains mountains melt under His feet, and it would be in the day in which He would avenge the blood of the martyrs. Well, we'll talk about that another time. But I want you to notice something. In Isaiah chapter 26, 9 and following, "With my soul I have desired you in the night. Yes, my spirit within me, I will seek you early." Now watch this. "When your judgments are in the earth, the inhabitants of the earth, or of the world, will learn righteousness. Let grace be shown to the wicked, yet he will not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness he will deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord. Lord, when your hand is lifted up, they will not see. But they will see and be ashamed. For their envy of the people, yes, the fire of all your enemies shall devour them." Now, this is incredible. Very simply, here's what Isaiah says. Lord, when you act in judgment, the righteous see it and understand and learn righteousness. The wicked see the same events and do not learn righteousness. Notice how he says, they will see, but will not see. Or, rather, they will not see, but they will see. Now, here's what John Calvin said about this passage. John Calvin said that the wicked would not realize what was going on until it was too late. But here's my point. Isaiah, this passage is in the context of God's coming judgment, of God coming out of heaven, as we have already seen in other passages. The righteous would see it and understand it. The wicked would see the identical event and not understand it. Just recently, Bill Maher, a raving atheist, who, excuse my language, but is an idiot. I'm sorry, I just can't abide his ignorance. I'll get off my soapbox on that, okay? But Bill Maher says, I'm not going to believe anything unless I have the evidence. Well, even Bill Maher, in one of his recent ravings, said, okay, if I see Jesus coming out of heaven, I will say, oh, there He is, I was wrong. Now, do you see the issue here? Uh, Isaiah said that the wicked would see the same thing as the righteous, and the wicked would not understand what was going on. He would not see it with perception. You see, this is not about eyes. Oh, something would be seen visually, but there had to be perception on both the part of the righteous and unrighteous. The righteous would see the same event as the wicked. The righteous would go, ah, the Lord has come. The wicked would see it and go, what? Now, even Bill Maher was smart enough to realize that if the day of the Lord is an earth-burning, time-ending event, when the Lord comes out of heaven, even Bill Maher would know, oh, that's Jesus coming. You see? Huge contrast here. Once again, Isaiah said, there would be a single event, the coming of the Lord in judgment. The righteous would see the event in history and go, that's the Lord. The wicked would see that event in history and go, what? What? What are you talking about? That's not the Lord. But they would fall in judgment. Here is a fantastic example of the definition of the day of the Lord. That cannot be an earth-burning, time-ending, visible bodily coming of Jesus out of heaven that could not be misunderstood as the wicked would clearly misunderstand, as foretold in Isaiah 26. Hey, thanks for joining me for this morning's program. Don't forget, order a copy of Like Father, Like Son. I developed this passage extensively in there, in the book. Be sure to mention that you saw the offer on YouTube, and I will refund the shipping. That'll save you $5. All right? Thanks for those of you who have ordered the book so far. Take advantage of this special offer, okay? We hope to see you in the morning. God bless.